Sure, we're live. All right, we're good to go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Road Runners Unfiltered. I am your host, Darrien Starlin. Thank you guys for being with me this evening. Terrible game. I'll be honest. I don't know where to start, folks. I am very disappointed at what I just watched, what we just witnessed on so many different levels, to be completely honest. Before I start getting into some of that, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, the normal biz. But that was a nightmare. There's no other way to explain it. That was a complete nightmare. Tulane was a good football team. Their defense, listen, I'll just be honest, their defense was as advertised. The stats didn't lie on that one. Their defense was as good as the paper says they were. However, did we have success moving the ball against them? Yes. But how many times are we going to shoot ourselves in the foot? 5 turnovers? 5 turnovers. 5. Biggest game of the season. And I'm starting to notice a trend just with the program. We cannot win these big games. We have not won some of these big games. We have not won some of these big games. I'm going to tell you something right now. And the first thing I started thinking about was Traylor. As soon as the game ended, the first thing I thought about was him, because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, some of these, he'll be with us for a little bit longer. And it's not like this is not me being this is not me losing faith in him as a coach. He's obviously excellent and things like that. Like that much is clear. That much is obvious. However, we got to win big games. We haven't won a bowl game. We losing. We lost this game. And just think about the takeaway. I mean, the turnovers we had. I mean, the 2 in the second half. We're in the red zone. We should be scoring the football. We have a fumble. I mean, just taking points right out the board. There's a lot of comments, so I just want to hear what you guys think. I did put a poll out. Yeah, you guys grade UTSA's regular season as a B. I'll go with B also. I think that is fair. I think that is right. Let's see. Noah Perez says Trailer's gone. I don't know. Because I'm gonna tell you something. These bigger schools, schools that he would actually leave for, they're gonna look and they're going to have an eye. They're gonna have an eye on what we're doing in these big games. There's just no way. I was trying to find a better way to present that, a better way to say that. But they are going to have an eye on that. And guess what? We just continuously lose. We ain't won a bowl game. Those bigger schools that would actually get Trailer, they are all about winning the big dance, the big games. They're playing these big teams, big national televised games and stuff all the time. They're not gonna find, they're not gonna be happy about someone who loses every time we're in that situation. That's just a fact. Dr. Fusion says he's not being considered for the A&M position anymore. Maybe Baylor will want him. I don't know. This loss leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'll be honest with you. Disappointed doesn't even begin to describe this. Yeah, absolutely, it doesn't. Listen, I am. So I see a couple folks are talking about being proud of the team, and listen, I understand that. Like the season is not a total wash. The season, we had an all right season. It's pretty good. But I think folks are mad because, and I'm mad as well. Folks are mad about, we just won 2 titles back to back. So what I like is now, the bar is set high, right? And we got off on this. We got off on this roll in conference, and then doing what we did to South Florida last week, only to come up and just stink up the joint against Tulane. What I don't like about this is the first time we had some real adversity in conference. Guess what? We didn't respond. That's a problem. That is a problem. We did not respond at all. We got punched in the mouth, punched in the mouth, punched in the mouth. We responded once. We got punched in the mouth in the beginning of the game. We punched them back, and then we scored. And the game, we took the lead 10-7. Things looked to have been going up. But ever since then, Tulane was just like, no, we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. And here's the thing that to me, and I think we did a little bit of this, but what did I talk about in the preview coming into this? Tulane is going to give us looks. They're going to show us things defensively, offensively. What our defense has been able to do all year and what they've been good at is make adjustments at halftime and make sure in the second half that, they'll implement those adjustments. And generally, we are better at stopping offenses in the second half. The data shows that if you just go back and look at the data from the earlier games. Offensively, though, our offense always tails off in the second half. And one of the things I was highlighting was we can't afford to do this with Tulane because we know how good their defense is going to come out and be. And what to me, what it shows is we start actually moving the ball better in the second half, I think. But we fumbled, or we threw interceptions, or we did whatever to stymie a lot of those drives. Just complete dysfunction. Complete dysfunction. Let's see. We got. I get that we're disappointed in this performance, but it's cringe how fans start to shit on our coaches and players. Yeah, I think some of that. I mean, it's just people being angry. I mean, that's just what's going to happen with fans, in general. Like, listen. Here's the thing. I do think it's fair. I mean, listen. This is an entertainment sport. I mean, this is an entertainment thing, and we're watching. We have a lot of pride for our teams and stuff like that. But it is, in my opinion, it's part of the game. Criticize, people are going to get criticized. Coaches, these play calls, what was that? What was that on some of these play calls? I mean, the 4th and 4, we did a play action rollout to the left. What are we play action? Do you think that did Tulane think for 1 second we were running the ball there? What were we doing? And then we're going to roll out and condense the field? What was that? I mean, dude, it's like he's calling plays on Madden or something. And listen, I have, I've had to eat some of my words on the offensive coordinator this year because, he has called some good games. But what did I say? What have I always said? Even whenever we're having success, the thing that I can't stand is we always have 1 or 2 play calls every game that leaves everyone scratching their head like, what were we thinking? It literally happens every single game. I mean, this game, we had 4, 5, 6, 7 plays where I'm looking at the screen with my arms up like, what are we doing? Every single time. So, it is one of those things, that like, listen, they do deserve scrutiny, man. Like, I don't even know if deserve is the right word, but if people are going to criticize and you got people who went out there and traveled and stuff like that, people are going to be mad that they lost the game. And some of those play calls, man, I mean, my goodness, I don't know. 512 Scott B says, I'm hurting. Yeah, me too. Joshua Espinoza says pain. 5 turnovers is way too much. Dude, the game was closer than 5 turnovers. We should have lost that game by 40. But Tulane had nothing for us. Our defense played pretty well, if I'm honest. Like, yeah, second quarter got a little weird. But like, we held them to 6 points in the second half. Our defense played a solid game. Our defense did what they were supposed to do. Yeah, it would have been great to create more takeaways, but look at the position that they were in. I mean, Tulane is starting with a short field almost every possession because our offense is giving the ball away, or we're having terrible drive. We couldn't run the ball against them. We kept doing the same run plays over and over. Made no sense. I mean, we gassed them a couple times, to be fair, but like, I don't know. Just yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just not great. And honestly, what killed us is, dude, our receivers can't. They couldn't. It's what's been happening all year. They simply can't create separation from corners. And those Tulane corners played a heck of a game. They just couldn't create separation at all. And that's why we get, that's why they gritty it on us on the other end. It's insane. Jeffrey says outcoached. Yeah, we were outcoached today. That is a fair statement. Hanato Leduc says, I haven't seen people on the team. 512 say, yeah, we lost that game. Jeffrey, weird play calls. Absolutely. It's literally in the chat. Guess you're a ref. Okay. Let's see, 5 turnovers. Yeah, you can't win a game with that, says Seth. Seth also says that defensive coordinator was the same one from Troy. He knew how to stop Jeff Traylor. Interesting. I didn't catch that on the broadcast. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. Not great. Sometimes I wonder though, and somebody should ask. I would love to hear this, but I know Traylor is hearing all the offensive calls. I just wonder at some point, does he scrap it and say, no, we're not doing this? Or does he just give his offensive coordinator full autonomy every single time? Like, can he step in sometimes and say, maybe we shouldn't do this? What? The fake punt? Can we talk about that? What was that? I forgot to even talk about that. The fake punt? Dude, on a 4th and 4 backed up, why would we do a fake punt in that particular situation? If you want to go for it, put the ball in Frank Harris's hands. Yeah, he's not playing great, but I'd rather Frank be throwing the ball on the 4th and 4 versus Big Oscar throwing the ball. You just these are just boneheaded things, and I'm like, dude, Traylor, you're better than this, bro, because these are things that he has to sign off on it, right? He signed off on that fake punt. Questionable. That's why the title of the video says UTSA falls to Tulane, questionable decisions. What was that? Come on, man. Gotta be better. Seth said the only thing I'll say is respect to our defense. Absolutely. Our defense balled out. I don't care what the what's the name was, what the situation our offense. I will hold on. One thing about the defense. Listen, our safeties have to be better in coverage. I ain't gonna call anybody out, personally or just directly like that. But you guys can watch the tape just like I do, dude. Our safeties have been getting danced upon all season from a coverage standpoint, and they got danced upon today. There's 2 touchdowns specifically that we gave up, and obviously the whip route, that their receiver number 17 Brazil or whatever. Chris Brazil or whatever, he had, some success, 6'5", big body. He had his way with our corners today. The whip route in the end zone was nice for a touchdown at the end, if I'm just being completely honest. But our safeties, they just have to it's too late now. I guess we're just talking about the bowl game, but they just got to cover better. Lord have mercy. My goodness. Joshua Espinoza says, just below expectations and wetting the bed on national TV. Absolutely. Joshua says, not a good look. Nope. Hanato, their D-line did whatever they wanted. That was a huge thing. Their defensive line just whooped on our offensive line like there was nobody's business. They whooped them. We got out physicaled. They just out physicaled. Our offensive line didn't want to run block. Them boys are getting smacked around. And I'm telling you something, man. When you watching football, look at the team that's the most excited team. Did you see how Tulane started that game? With those kickoffs? Did you see the energy that they had? Did you see how just much excitement every single play they made, they showed? Every single play, just excitement. You looked over at UTSA, even when things started going well, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. And it could have been, it was a hostile environment. There's a lot of folks on Twitter right now who are not happy about some of the people in the stands. I've seen photos of folks. I've seen a lot of people having a hard time with the Tulane folks. And listen, you go into other people's spot, yeah, it's going to be hostile sometimes, especially them folks from Louisiana. Yeah, 100%. You're going to deal with that. You're going to deal with that. But I don't know. I feel like Tulane just had way better energy than we had, even whenever we did take the league. Took the lead. It's like we have to. I don't know. That was surprising to me. I'll say that. All right. So Seth says it's frustrating because this team is so good, and when the big games come, the offensive line gets shut down. Yeah. Listen, the team can be as. Yeah. Listen, our team is good, and that's the part that's disappointing for me because we had opportunities to win that game. We had ample opportunities to win that game. Ample opportunities. It's embarrassing. Some of the decisions we made were embarrassing, and then like just all the self-inflicted issues, from fumbles to just interceptions that are just just uncharacteristic. Like that didn't look like the UTSA football team. It definitely didn't look like the conference winning UTSA team from the last 2 years, but it didn't even look like the team from this year. Yeah, obviously the team from this year wasn't as strong as those 2 previous years, but I mean, I don't know who this team was. I don't know who they were. Not today. Not the coaching staff, not the offense, not the defense. I don't know who they were. Yeah, just terrible. Joshua says play calling was very, very suspect. Absolutely, it was stupid. It was just stupid. Our offensive coordinator had an awful day. Just terrible. He got exposed, bro. He got exposed. Listen, what happens a lot of the times whenever you have two teams with similar talent, and I think we have more talent than Tulane, but they got some dogs on that defense. I'll tell you that much. But you have two teams that are similarly talented. It comes down to which coordinator can outdupe the other one. And our offensive coordinator couldn't do nothing with their DC. I tell you that much. And I'm not going to go super long today just because I got family here and I want to get back to them. But let's see. We got Joshua says, I was content with punting. Crowd when Oscar threw the ball. Yeah, because he shouldn't have been. There's no problem with Oscar on that play. He shouldn't have been in that position. What coach thought that was a good idea? You know what I'm saying? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, ooh, this gives us a good chance to this gives us a good chance to get this fourth down. What? You know what it is sometimes? Sometimes these coaches are just working on plays. They're just working on plays sometimes, and they will say, you know what, I want to make sure I use this play before the season's in, and boom, it's the last game. Let's pull this out and see what's going on. Yeah, insane. That fake punt felt so on brand, though. It did, unfortunately. It's embarrassing. Let's see. Hanato says, to be fair, apparently there's no PI in a fake punt, and that could have been yeah, on a line of scrimmage, it's not. But down there was a PI, bro. I don't like it. It was a PI. And that's coming from me as a corner. It was a PI. Let's see. Dr. Fusion, what's going on, my guy? I'm just so surprised Traylor approved all those fourth down points. Me too. Yeah, it's quite alarming. That is alarming. I don't know what that was about. Like, that's very uncharacteristic. Listen, he's an aggressive coach, so we go for it on fourth down all the time. But those play calls, I still can't get over. The punt is awful. Like, the punt's awful. But, like, 4th and 4, we line up in pistol. We got bunch trips to the left. I think it was bunch trips to the left. And we do a play action rollout. What? What? I would ask him about that call. I don't care what kind of bad pop I would get. I'd ask him about that call. What was that? What was that? Preston says, I don't think I've seen you tweet or post anything in the chat, Preston. Welcome. Thank you for being here. He says, real question. I get we were down 10, but why not take a field goal? Defense was playing decent at that time. We were down 13. We weren't down 10. I don't know. I'm not mad at going for it on fourth down there. I think I get it. This is whenever you're playing a defense that's that good, it's hard to move the ball against them. You know, when you feel like whenever you do get into a position of where you're inside the 10 or you're inside the 15, inside the 20-yard line, it is difficult. I don't know if difficult is the right word, but you kind of almost feel like fortunate that you are in that position, right? So like this is an opportunity for you to score a touchdown against a stout defense. Like you got to take that opportunity. I had no problem with them going for fourth down. I seen a lot of people was mad about us not taking a field goal there. We were down 13 points against a defense that we're having trouble moving the ball consistently against. I'm all for going for it there. But you know, I don't know. It's just a play call was just terrible. Just terrible. I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that play call was. 100%. Seth says offensive line was getting beat all day. Dude, I'm telling you, offensive line got pummeled. Those guys, that Tulane, dude, they were intimidating. That Tulane defense was intimidating from the couch. I can only imagine how it was, you know, lining up right across from them. But that's the thing, man. Like, you know, we just, for whatever reason, the energy was off. And I think that team, I mean, I just even seen some of the listen, and I advise you guys to go back and watch. There were some plays. Just look at what some of the receivers were doing when they weren't getting the ball. And like when the routes were lazy, sloppy. I'm just being honest. This is just, you know, quitting early on routes. That doesn't help because Frank's back there running for his life. You know, like insane. Let's see. Hanato says only explanation is that we were desperate because nothing was working. I don't care, dude. There's nothing that justifies that idiotic. Yeah, it's idiotic. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but that was an idiotic action. That play call was idiotic. You just can't tell me that. I can't believe someone that's making that kind of money literally said, "Hey, let's try this fake punt, and you know, let's try to get it with Oscar throwing." Like what? Oh my gosh, that fake punt is gonna haunt me until I see them play again. So like, let's get the bowl game on the schedule so I'm not bothered forever. I mean, there are so many other things that bother me about the game, but for whatever reason, that fake punt, I'm like, well, dude, pay me the money. I'll go out and call plays. Go, come on, I wouldn't do. I tell you this, that wouldn't happen. Jesus. All right. Seth says, if Navy wins, what happened? No idea. I don't care. I am totally glued in on UTSA. But I don't know what would happen anyway. My thing was all locked in on UTSA winning. And we put up, you know, we got bullied today. There's no other way to say that. We got bullied today, 1,000%. Hanato, SMU still plays the championship. Highly unlikely. We are higher in rankings than they are. Yeah. Glovester says, I'm all for going for it on fourth, but with the right calls. Exactly. The 2 fourth down plays that has me up in arms right now, the play calls are just ridiculous. Like I'm fine with the decision to go for it on both of them. But the play calls, here's my thing. You don't try to completely dupe or completely trick a team on like these fourth down calls. Like, what you should do is these coaches have bread and butter plays that they know they can get 4 to 5, 6 yards. They have plays, they should have anyway, plays in their back pocket for these type of situations. You can't tell me, like, they reached outside of their pockets on this one. You can't tell me they had this, this is going to work. Like, this is something, clever under my sleeve on both of those calls. Yeah, I just don't believe that's, no. It's frankly embarrassing, if I'm honest. Dr. Fusion says the hits that our offense took could be felt through the screen too. Yeah, them boys was popping the pass, man. Tulane brought it. I have no qualms with Tulane. They beat us fair and square. There's just no the refs did, it felt a little one-sided, if I'm honest. But if we're being honest too, like, they were penalized worse than we were. So what are you gonna say? They beat us fair and square. They punched us in the mouth. Those fumbles stung, absolutely. The fumble at the 8 broke my heart. Yeah, that's just whenever they fumbled at the 8, I said, well, this is not our night. Yeah, it's not our night. Pain, just pain. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have another video later this week just to kind of recap the entire season, not just game reactions. I just want to have a couple days to really think about this, put a plan together, and give you guys something a little bit more formal than a reaction thing, just as a look back to the season. Let me know if y'all want to do that live in the chat real quick. If y'all want to do that live, or should I prepare something as just a video for you guys to watch? That would be helpful for those of you guys who are still here. And let's see, UTSA only does this when I have family over. Oh my gosh, me too. That's the thing that's embarrassing. Like, have family over, I got everybody watching the game. Like, yeah, guys, this is gonna like push us to the conference championship. And all they're doing, they hadn't watched UTSA much at all this year, and all they're doing is like, ooh, who's y'all's quarterback? Like, ooh, what is y'all coach? Like, what's going on with y'all coach? I thought he was supposed to be good or something. Yeah, it just sucks having to make those explanations. But yeah, it's a little embarrassing, if I'm honest. Anyway, yeah. With that said, I'm gonna wrap up. I just wanted to kind of break down, give you guys my unfiltered thoughts at the end of this, and kind of see. I will, like I said, have something for you guys just to recap the entire season next week. And yeah, I will see y'all. So thank you guys for being with me all season. This has been a blast. We will continue to do this, and we will continue to have. I'm thinking I have a couple things that's in the works right now. I'm going to recap each era. Right, I'm going to do recaps on the Coker era. I'm going to do recap videos on the Wilson era, and I'm going to also do recap video, or I'm going to do a current era or the trailer era video too. That's coming out. So that's going to be a nice series. I think that'll be fun. I think you guys will like that. So I'm going to continue doing the UTSA stuff. We're going to do this thing year round. Make sure you guys drop likes on the video so we can build the community with this going forward. It's also going to be some other stuff that's coming up as well. But yeah, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go spend the rest of the weekend with my fam. Yeah, it sucks. UTSA just didn't get it done. Season wasn't terrible, but yeah, you definitely like to end on a better note, because this felt sour. I'll tell you that much. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I am going to sign off. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.